Deep breath, everybody. Welcome to Matchday Live, where it is a potentially huge day ahead as the club could seal promotion. Now, you all know the scenario, but whatever happens later at Turf Moor, we know that 3 points against Stoke City would be a giant step towards a return to the Premier League. All the build-up to come before our live coverage of the game begins, and we're joined by Jermaine Beckford and Michael Bridges for this one. Bridgie, I'm going to come to you first. How are you feeling? Because you're a bit too calm for my liking today.
I'm just enjoying the atmosphere. I mean, around the ground there is a lot of nerves, there's a lot of tension. We all know what is on the line, what can potentially happen today. I'm just in this, you know, when Daniel Farke talks about his lounge and we're back at Elland Road, I've got this nice calmness about us, even though the weather outside is horrendous. You know, but for strikers like me and Bex, I used to thrive and love days like this, Emma, because goalkeepers don't like greasy surfaces. Yeah. Mistakes happen when it's wet, and obviously our style of play will be encouraged by that. That's why I'm in a nice, relaxed atmosphere, and I'm just going to enjoy the day for what it is, Emma, and I'm hoping that I'll get to change my shoes and put my dancing shoes on later.
we're hoping you're changing those as well.
Not as shiny as the twos, are you?
Well, look, we can see the players arriving here, but Bex, how important is it that we get our part of the job done today? That is our priority, isn't it?
It is. Look, everybody knows what's at stake. Everybody knows there's a big opportunity for us to get promoted today. However, the most important thing is making sure we turn up today and deal with Stoke City. You know, they've of late had a decent run, a pretty decent run. I think they're not that far off us in terms of the points, the form guide over the last 5-6 games. So they're in a decent vein of form. They're away from the relegation zone. They're relatively safe, I would say.
Them, isn't it? But you still want to.
It is. Yeah. But then they've got Mark Robins at the helm, who is a bit of a tricky character. So he does cause us one or two issues. He's done that in the past with Coventry City, etc. So it's not a game we can afford to take lightly. But at the same time, we've got something riding on the game. They don't. Therefore, when we turn up, we'll have more of a professional head on it. All they'll turn up and think is, if we could be party poopers, this will be great for us. Yeah. But that's it. As long as the fans turn up, as long as the players turn up and they play the type of sexy football that we've seen and we become accustomed to, I think we should be, I wouldn't say comfortable, but I think we should be able to get the job done today.
Yeah. Look, Bridgie, we've been speaking for weeks about the Burnley-Sheffield United game. Yeah. I don't think we knew how significant it was going to be, did we?
Yeah, I mean, the magnitude of that game now, Emma, is seriously, you know, it's out of our hands, but it's actually in our hands at this moment in time. So I think every Leeds United fan that is going to be at this game today, along with the staff that are here ourselves, everybody behind the scenes, sponsors, directors, as soon as this game finishes and we hopefully get the 3 points, all eyes turn to that game, and it's going to be fascinating to go from my Leeds United scarf to put on my Burnley scarf and start cheering them on all the way. And then, like you say, we know it's at the end of it. It's back to the Premier League. So a massive opportunity for these players of Daniel Farke to etch their name in history, Emma, and become heroes.
Bex, as a player, how do you remain focused? Is it almost simpler because Burnley and Sheffield United are playing after us?
Yeah, it is, but ultimately it's match day, it's game day. And Bridgie, you know what it is like. When you're in the changing rooms, you're sitting around, you're getting yourself dressed and ready, you've got the music on in the background, you're talking to your teammates, you're going through your routines, and you're not thinking about the bigger picture. You're not thinking about, right, if or when we win, it's promotion. You're thinking about, right, who am I up against? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What did the goalkeeper do in one-on-one situations? Or does he like to come out and keep himself big, or does he go down like nice and early? You're thinking about your individual battles.
Did you discuss that, or do you go through it in yourself?
I went through it by myself, but I had conversations with the coaches the day before, or a couple of days before, and get little video clips. Yeah. Just watching opposition, all the goals the goalkeepers have conceded, strengths and weaknesses of the defenders, which ones are quick, which ones are strong, which ones are aggressive, and I would target those. It's invaluable.
Would you do that as well, Bridgie? Is that the kind of thing?
We only had black and white vision back then, so we couldn't actually see what the opposition were doing. So, no, exactly the thing. I used to sit down with Eddie Gray. I mean, David O'Leary was at the helm, but Eddie Gray, you sit down with Eddie and chat to him, and he would give us, in the final third, the attacking sense. I used to love him. He'd give you a freedom, but within that freedom of going forward in one-on-one situations, key advice that Eddie would give us against the opposition I was playing against, and obviously with the goalkeeping. But nowadays, obviously Bex had more of the stats analysis available. Nowadays, lads have got everything at their disposal. So I think the knowledge you can gain from nowadays about your opposition is just on a different level, which is great.
Look, the Elland Road factor as well, Bridgie. We always talk about how electric it is here, but particularly today. How much of a key factor is that going to be?
Well, the fans are nervous. I've said around the ground, everybody's nervous. So I hope the atmosphere doesn't just go through that nervous stage. I want the fans to be there behind, believe, and
full voice.
Full voice. That's what we need. And I know it's easier to say than to be done. I think an early goal will always help that, just to ease the nerves a little bit and see what's going on. And there's no better place, I've said it before, than playing at Elland Road in front of a packed house, because it is a beautiful ground. The pitch is immaculate now, and the
weather's
fans
great as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the weather, but it is for us, because mistakes are going to be done.
Yeah.
And I think I was having a discussion with you, Emma, about the Oxford game, about the pitch.
Yes.
Oxford let the grass grow as long as you're allowed to. They didn't water it to make it sticky, because what they're trying to do, they're trying to slow the ball pace down from Leeds United's possession-based game. They made the pitch smaller, so there wasn't as much space. And we're back at Elland Road today. We know the surroundings. The grass has been mowed to the minimum. The water is on the pitch. It's greasy. Everything suggests to me that wouldn't get the job done.
And it didn't work for Oxford anyway, did it?
Look,
we'll talk team news very shortly, but first, let's get the thoughts of our captain, Ethan Ampadu.
Well, Ethan, looking forward to it?
Yeah, no, of course. As expected, we know the outside and the surrounding noise of what maybe could happen today, but for us, taking the cliches out, we're just focused on today's game, making sure that we put on a good performance and getting the result that we want to get.
Because that's the only thing that at this point really matters, isn't it?
No, of course, as it has done throughout the season. Maybe now it just gets a little bit highlighted a little bit more, but today is still 3 points as it was in the first game of the season. And for us, we've been in a good place last few weeks. We've been getting happy with our performances as they've been going on, and today just no different. We want to continue that.
Around, you mentioned the noise. Well, you'll hear the noise when you walk out the tunnel today, won't you? Because I guess the crowd have got their part to play in this as well.
Of course, as they have done all season. We appreciate their efforts home and away throughout the season. We know there's been a little bit harder times than as we've all wanted, but we feel those emotions with them. And as you say today, we're hopeful that they can really be behind us. We're expecting it, so yeah, hopefully it can be a great day.
Ethan Ampadu, as cool, calm and collected as ever there.
Captain cool.
Look, yes, he is. Look, let's talk team news. We know that it's an unchanged team, but 16-year-old Harry Gray is on the bench. How is he going to be feeling, Bridgie?
How is he feeling? I am so excited for him. It's the DNA of the Gray family. And I remember speaking to Archie in Australia when they were on pre-season a few years ago, and asked how the family was going, and Archie says, "Oh, don't worry, Bridgie, there's another one coming through." He said, "My brother's even better. My brother's even better than me."
Wow.
So yeah, fair play. Great to see him out there, and great to see Leeds United giving kids the opportunity. When you're good enough, you're ready. It doesn't matter what age you are, and obviously he scored so many goals for the youth team coming on. Oh man, what a player!
Yeah, what a huge opportunity.
I'd love us to be 3 or 4 up.
And then he gets an appearance. Yep.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Absolutely.
Just to play a vital part going into promotion push.
It would. It would be absolutely brilliant. Well, look, 3 wins in a row, 7 games unbeaten, Jermaine, for Leeds United. How impressed have you been with the way that we've refocused?
Very impressed. Do you know what? One of the biggest things is the turn of form that we've had when Sheffield United was struggling. And it's easy to see that and start feeling a little bit of pressure, a little bit of expectation building on us as well. But we've dealt with that really, really well. And we're showing Joe Rodon here, himself, Ethan Ampadu, Carl Darlow. The 3 of them have been absolutely fantastic in scintillating form.
Just on Joe Rodon, that Oxford game, that was his 80th consecutive championship appearance for the club. 56th win, 45th clean sheet. Just how good is he, Bridgie?
Wow.
He's a leader, he's strong. I remember having a chat with him, I said, "You just going for absolutely any challenge." I said, he said, "If I didn't, my family would kind of disown me. We're from a rugby background." He said, "They're tough as nails." And he said, "I've got to put my body on the line, I've got to do things." And that, for me, was it the start of this season he signed a contract to become a full-time player? Was it the year before? Or was he on loan last year? One of the two. But when he signed his contract and we got him as a full-time player, I was so happy because what I've seen from him off the field as well.
He was on loan last season.
On loan.
That's right.
And when we signed this season, probably one of the signs of the season, because to have him knowing that he was going to be our player, I was absolutely delighted. And his contribution this season, like you say, to play that many games back to back,
robust,
and he's man of the match performance against Oxford. He threw his body at absolutely everything. So yeah.
Another man who's had a huge contribution is Manor Solomon. In 2025, he's now scored 6 goals and provided 7 assists. That just shows his class, doesn't it, Bex?
Yeah, that's incredible. Great numbers. But it's the understanding and relationship he's got with the opposite wingers. And we normally talk about Solomon and Dan James. Obviously, Dan James is absent today. However, when you look at Nonto, when you look at Ramazani, when you see what Jayden Bogle does as well, it's so clever. They've been taught, when you pick the ball up on the high left, high right areas, one-on-one, if the opposition player, opposite winger, whips the ball in hard and low in between the defender and the goalkeeper, you make sure you're on the end of it. And that's what he does. He's not only getting assists, but he's also getting lots of goals as well. The positioning in the final third and the pace, the aggression at which he moves at. You can see him in the top here. Concentration, great finish. That is a player playing with full confidence. And he's another one that I was hoping did really, really well this season, especially because in the past, when he's been at Spurs, etc., injuries have got the better of him, and I was a little bit worried about how robust he was. But there's that word again.
That was a gamble we took for Leeds United, though, as a club. Yeah. To have a gamble to sign somebody that has got that kind of injury
talent,
question mark, and you know the talent. How are we going to get the best out of him? So I think the match of he's found his love of the game once again. Yeah. He's playing regular football, and he's playing some of the best football of his career. And you can see he's got that twinkle in his eye again. And I lost the love of football after my injuries. And I went down the leagues to Carlisle to find my love of the game again when I got a run of games. He's doing that. So what he's done, he's using Leeds United as the springboard that he's done this season to play them stats. And we've maximised it to get the best out of him, to get his career back on track. But he could be in for us to get promoted. But I think it's a match made in heaven.
He's been managed really well.
Yeah,
really well.
Well, look, Eye of the Tiger is belting out here at Elland Road. So let's head outside and catch up with our commentary team this afternoon, Bryn Law and Tony Dorigo.
I think it's fair to say there's a bit of a crackle in the air down here in the tunnel just at the moment, but we'll do the normal thing and we'll start with the team news. Same starting 11.
It is, same starting 11 again. Dan James, of course, came on towards the end of that game, and unfortunately he's not involved today. So we go again, simple as that. You know, the team is confident, winning games, and we've got some really good players. We know the squad that we've got, we're able to change one or two, but after Friday night, same team.
I mean, there's all sorts of chat about scenarios and later on and all the rest of it, but there's only one thing that the players have to do at this moment, isn't there?
There is. I wish I was a player, because then I just know what I have to do, and that's just win a game of football. Instead, there are so many different things that could happen, but I think it's vital that the players do concentrate on exactly what's in front of them. And it isn't different to any other game that we've played. It's a team that we have to beat, simple as that. So I'm sure the preparation has been the same. I'm sure the concentration is the same. Of course, it means a lot more if we get it done, because we know what could be at the end of it. But it's important that we're just going to play this game.
So is the game plan the same as it would be any other week, any other game?
It has to be. You're not going to change it. You shouldn't change it. Why are you going to change things? You're trying to achieve exactly the same thing. I think the boys know how they play, the style. What they do know, it's all about concentration. Make sure you don't make those mistakes, and when you get the chances, you take them. But we're at home at Elland Road. The crowd is crazy. We've been walking around before, talking to the fans. They're all really excited, but we have to kind of manage that. But if we go a goal up early on, I just wonder then how Stoke will respond to that. And I think for us, it's a really good game to play. And as a player, I want to play. I really want to play in this one, but I can't, Bryn. We'll be shouting about it, but it's a great game to play in.
Probably a good job that you can't play.
Okay, thank you, Bryn. Yeah, you as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
but okay.
Absolutely right. Are you looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to it. No, I really am, because I think we've got beyond the really nervous stage. Well, I feel that way. I just think back to last season, looking at those 6-7 games at the end of last season, you could see little chinks along the way, and that kind of lacking confidence and leadership as well at times. I don't see that. I see 3 incredible performances recently. I see players stepping up and leading. Joe Rodon at Oxford, 27 headers or whatever, is Ampadu, Bogle, you name it. I see lots of players with a mental strength that are getting the job done. So I'm confident they're going to get out there and get it done.
There you go. I'm suitably fired up. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, Tony Dorigo is very much in your headspace there, isn't he, Bridgie? He's feeling...
Well, I hope not, because there's dangerous up there. he's in the zen state. Yeah, he's in that.
He's
happy.
more zen. Yeah. You're zen with a little sprinkling of excitement.
But he's confident. It's quietly confident attitude.
And rightly so, because when you look at our home form this season, it's been sensational. 1 defeat all season here. That's got to give great confidence ahead of today's game, hasn't it, Jermaine?
Yeah, definitely. But also, it's the belief, the self-belief in each other. It's knowing that everybody's fit and firing. When you're fit, everything becomes easier. And you believe in yourself, you believe in your teammates much more as well. And the manager the manager gets that when he says something to you, you're able to do it because of the fitness levels you have as well. One of the best things about us this season is the amount of goals we score towards the back end of the match, the last quarter of the game. I think, and that comes down to the superior fitness levels of the players.
And the substitutes.
And the substitutes
games,
as well.
The squad in depth.
Yeah.
And I just hope we score first, Emma. Because in the Championship, every time we scored first in the last 79 games, we've been unbeaten.
Oh, that's a good stat,
It's a massive stat.
You learnt that one on Sky the other day, I've seen it.
Look, let's talk about Stoke. And I know you touched on the fact that, you know, for them it'll be, if we can upset the apple cart, then great. But actually, you know, they are 7 points clear of relegation. What is their approach going to be? Because their season isn't over, Bridgie.
No, it's not. You've got players who've got pride. Every game is a game that you want to beat, and coming to Elland Road, massive opportunity for them as well. They know they're going to be on TV. All eyes are on this game. So the last thing you want to do is let yourself down. So they'll be coming here looking to upset and try and derail the promotion party. Yeah. And like you say, as players, I've been in both situations where we've been going for promotion with a football club, and I've been at the same where you're coming to play against a team, and your attitude is no different. You've still got to go out there with the right focus.
Do you think they'll change their approach in any way for this game, Bex?
I don't think so. I think maybe if they do anything, it will be a little bit more defensively minded, try and frustrate us as much as possible, get the ball up. When they win the ball at the back, trying to get the ball forward a little bit quicker and make it a little bit physical. I think we've seen once or twice this season where opposition teams have brought the physicality to us, and at times we've not really liked it. We don't have many players that are that way inclined. But apart from that, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You're coming here to nullify the opportunities that Leeds United possess, because if you allow us to do that with the quality we've got, you know you're going to concede goals. Yeah. So that'll be their main focus, clean sheet mentality.
Yeah.
Well, it was a fairly comfortable win, wasn't it, on Boxing Day against Stoke, with Joel Peru getting both goals. Are you expecting it to be a slightly more intense game today, though, Bridgie? More intensity.
I think the intenseness will come from the nervousness that some of the players may feel. If they don't embrace the opportunity, they may feel that it's a bit nervy. And again, you've just got to stick to your game plan. The longer the game goes on, and what Jermaine's talked about, the more they want to try and frustrate you. That's when you can lose focus on the game, and that's when it can become a little bit more intense. But I just think it's a physicality that they may show towards us, and that's when we've got to allow our football to do the talking, get the ball down, and look for these moments where we're trying to break the lines of their defences. And it's a very, very similar afternoon, even though there's not as much fog. It's still rainy, but again, I think these conditions at Elland Road today will suit us just like they did on that evening. And I would love to see Joel Peru get himself back on the score sheet, because he's been a man. You know how much I admire his finishing, and I really feel for him at the moment because he's not getting on the score sheet. However, we've found other areas of the field, so hopefully it's his day against Stoke.
Well, look, kick-off is just over 11 minutes away, so Jermaine Beckford, look over your shoulder for us and just paint the scene of what we're seeing here at Elland Road. Just sum up this atmosphere, because it is absolutely electric out there.
It's getting there, isn't it? Oh my God, it's getting there. I can't wait, cannot wait. You can sense a little bit of tension in the air, naturally, because of what's at stake. I know.
Just nervous.
But the most important thing is, like Bridgie said, if we're able to get that early goal, this is going to be a party atmosphere. Yeah. We're going to see scarves overhead. We're going to hear singing at the top of the lungs. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait.
Well, look, one man who would love to be out there today is Pascal Struijk, but injury has forced him to be a nervy spectator like us three in it. Let's hear from the defender with his thoughts on the day ahead. He's with Brynlaw.
Well, Pascal, good to see you. How are you? How's things going?
I'm good, thank you. It's it's a little bit of a challenge when something like that happens, but I'm in good spirits today, and it's going well.
The timing wasn't great, because you'd love to be involved in a game like this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, of course, this is what you play for, really. So, to be here is amazing already. Like, and I'm here to support the team as much as I can from the side.
You've been around the group. You were up at Oxford, for instance, the other night. So, what's the mood like?
The mood is good. Spirits are high. We know we can do it. We believe in ourselves, and you know, like the difficult spells we had a few games ago. I mean, I know the quality of the team, and we have so much quality in the team that we can turn it around like we've done so far.
It could be a big day today, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a great one. So, like I said before, I'm in high spirits, and hopefully the day goes on and really well.
Pascal Struijk there. He'll be so disappointed, won't he, that he has to be a spectator?
He will be, but it was great to see him there with the old school jersey on.
Yeah.
Got one of my jerseys on there from the blast from the past. But like you say, he's become a fan. I think that's what you get with this squad of players. I love that. He's gone to the away match. He's gone to join in. He's a leader. He knows what it takes to get promoted. He's been there before with Leeds United Football Club. There was, you know, there's players that I know of that have just happened actually this week with other clubs where they've been asked to go and travel with their team and they haven't, and they've said I need time with the family over the Easter. And this team, you don't need that. You don't need the bad eggs. Oh, I got the eggs back in. And I think excellent. So I think I love seeing.
Disgusting.
I love seeing a leader like him and doing that and doing the job that he is, because his knowledge and experience of gaining promotion previously, he'd be chatting to everybody. He knows what it takes. So that's class to see.
Yeah, he served us and continues to serve us very well, doesn't he? Bex, what's our approach today? Same as usual?
Same old. I think we've seen it over the last couple of weeks. The quicker we move the ball, the more dangerous we are. We need to penetrate, like we did for Solomon's goal. Joe Rodon, penetrate, what a pass it was, through the middle of the defenders, get runners, get movement. That's what we need. If we move the ball slowly, it's a bit easy to play against. It's easy to defend against.
The movement and the rotations that we have can absolutely dazzle defenders at times. So again, home, get the fans, let's go.
And with your stat in mind about the last 79 championship games,
yes,
how important is an early goal going to be?
It's not the early goal, it's the first goal. Not conceding.
But the earlier the better.
But the earlier the better, yeah, like I say, because then it's questions. We get the fans, the nervousness kind of goes out, the tension goes out, the players can thrive off that and breathe off it.
They can enjoy it.
Yeah.
They can enjoy it.
And that's when the party atmosphere starts.
Yeah.
It's a nervy, well, you two aren't that nervous, I am. It's a nervy afternoon for a lot of us. But as a player, how do you cut that out and focus on, right, we need to not make any mistakes? Do you almost just strip it right back at this point?
It's all about your individual battles. It's the one-on-ones. You've got to think about who you're up against. If you win your individual battle and you know your teammate's going to do the same, job's pretty much done, because it's a matter of time then.
Tactically, the lads know what they've done all season.
Yeah.
So you know the style of play, what Daniel Farker wants. You know the rotations that are in place. It's just like Beck said, if you've got to be fully focused against the player that you're playing up against, and as the units, the defensive unit together, the midfield unit, the attack, all got different individual jobs. But as a collective, you've got to go out there and make sure that you do it. And I'm quietly confident. Yeah. I'm very excited actually. I think it's going to be a great day.
I'm loving this excitement from you, Bridgie, and you've even had a white cream egg.
I know. It's
to celebrate.
And thankfully, well, unfortunately, you've put it on social media. Of me munching a blooming egg.
I'm juggling. It was anyway.
And my wife's not happy because I'm trying to lose a bit of timber.
It didn't look it. Flip it.
Yeah, you devoured that. It was like 2 mouthfuls, Bridgie.
At all. I love it.
Anyway, back to the game. Look, we spoke about Joe Rodon earlier, but who else, Bex, do you think are going to be key players for us today?
Tanaka is going to be a key player just because of how calm and cool he is in possession, his movement, his ability to read the game as well. His distribution. Peru, I want to see him stay high in the middle of the pitch as well. I think that for me is a vital element of him being successful in front of goal. When he starts dropping off deeper and deeper, it becomes more difficult
when you're not scoring goals
and you're not involved in the game.
You
start chasing after the ball. You start looking for the ball,
and then the manager goes, "What are you doing in there? Get up the field." You don't need another player in midfield. Yeah, he's got
and that's it. But as long as we're able to do that, I'm very comfortable.
Well, I'm very nervous.
And a clean sheet from Caldolo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once
absolutely.
again,
another confidence boost.
Well, look, with that in mind then, that clean sheet, score predictions, Jermaine?
I do fancy us to win. We beat them 2-0 last time. I fancy 3 this time. 3-0.
3-0. Michael Bridges?
3-1. I can't go.
You just said
You just said clean sheet.
I thought he said 3-0. Oh, yeah, of course, I can go 3-0 as
You
well.
both go 3-0. We've got 2-3. I think that's the first time you've ever agreed in the studio. Go on.
Strikers Union.
Yeah.
The Union, mate, is solid.
Well, we've got 2 3-0s here in the studio. Fingers crossed for that by full time. Let's get out to the gantry then, as the teams are about to make their way out of the tunnel to a cauldron of noise here at Elland Road. It is a big day and it's all live here on LUTV with Tony Dorigo and Bryn Law.
There is quite a noise in the air around Elland Road this afternoon, because with 3 games to go, today could be the day. Could be the day. But for that to be the case, Leeds United will be looking to events elsewhere. The major focus, the one and only job that everybody has to concentrate on for the next couple of hours, is to ensure that Leeds United beat Stoke City and put themselves on the cusp of promotion back to the Premier League. So that's the job in hand. It's a cold, wet day here in West Yorkshire. It's been raining heavily in the build-up to the game, so the streets around the ground have been perhaps a little quieter than would be normally the case in these circumstances. People sheltering from the conditions. But now that everybody is gathered together inside the cathedral, well, now the atmosphere is growing and rising, and the noise levels you will hear as the teams emerge from the tunnel down below in a very few minutes' time. Leeds United now so close, and yet there's still more work to be done. Here they come. Listen to that. What a roar. And of course, marching on together follows straight off the back of that roar. Ethan Ampadu leading the troops out. Heard from him before kick-off. Seemed calm and focused in the message that he delivered in that short pre-match interview. And that has to be the case with his 10 teammates as well today. They all know, of course they know. But before anybody can sit back and relax and enjoy, in inverted commas, Burnley against Sheffield United, the job needs doing here. So the two teams go through the pre-match rituals. It's the classic game of chess. It's Leeds United all in white against Stoke City all in black. Leeds hoping to make sure it's checkmate as far as this fixture is concerned. Leeds won when the two teams met in the Potteries on a very foggy night indeed. So